Hey guys, welcome back. I'm here to talk to you about African house snakes and all the different kinds there are. So we currently have two different species of house snakes. We have Boaedon Crazy, which are your Cape house snakes, and they are amazing. And then we have Boaedon fuliginosus, which are your black and green. So we have 100% Zambian green that we'll take a look at, and then we have a pair of the blacks. The green ones are very difficult to find at the moment, so we only have a male, but we'll be looking for a female in the future. And in the meantime, we'll probably breed him eventually to some capes. There's some crosses where you can make some butters, which are beautiful, bright orange and bright yellow. So, and the green blood or green genetics are used to make those. So we will look at making those. On top of that, we've added quite a few different morphs that I'm excited to show you guys, and some more pure KZN red stuff. So let's go into the snake room and take a look at those. So we'll start with Alara, who's been the dam of many clutches for us here. And she is a normal Cape house snake. So sometimes they're called brown African house snakes. Come here, sweetheart. You could see her. She's a little bit flighty. They are at first when you pick them up, but once you hold them for a minute, they're fine and they're usually okay. But she's your typical normal, so she's got all that kind of blotchy red and brown patterning on the sides and back, dorsal, and then usually towards the tail they'll get pretty solid in color, as you can see there. White bellies. What I love about these guys is the head. They look like a mini python. Some say Burmese python, but they make great pets. I've never had one of these guys bite me ever. She is about full size, and this is typically about as big as they get. She's a little skinny. She just laid that clutch of eggs I talked about in the intro. So she's only had like 2 meals. I think it's been about 2 weeks since she laid those, but she does have great patterning here. Next up is Lucifer, and Lucifer's technically a normal. He's got some hets for T positive and T negative albino, potentially hypo. But the reason I wanted to show you Lucifer is because of how big he is. He is a very, very large house snake, especially for a male. My adult females are not as big as him. I don't know if you can see the size of that head compared to like Alara, which is, like I said, a full-grown female. So this guy I'm keeping around. Not only is he het, he's produced T positive and T negative albinos for us, but he is a very large specimen. I showed photos to Warren from Bushfeld at Tinley, and he agreed that he is a very large for a male house snake. So I want to see if I can eventually recreate that, because he is pretty cool to hang on to. He's still small in terms of like a ball python, I'd say, but probably the same length and a little bit thicker. So they're pretty cool, like an adult children's python almost is what I'd describe them as. So just for comparison, this guy is probably like a 75% KZN red, but he is only a little bit younger than Lucifer, who I just showed you, and you could see the size difference. Let me grab him. His name's Tyrion. We got him. He was tiny, almost like a little worm. So we gave him the name of like the half man from Game of Thrones. But he is very pretty. One thing indicative of the KZN Reds, and he is a 75%. So he's a mix of KZN Red and regular Cape house snake. But you'll see this solid color, and it's very, very red. And it's not necessarily a morph, it's more of a locality thing, and they get brighter and brighter red as they grow with each shed. So this guy is probably about full grown. Not probably, he's got to be full grown. He won't get too much bigger than this, but you can see that really nice contrast between the whites and reds, and they do fire up and fire down based on their level of comfort, I guess you'd say, or how stressed they are. But they can look very, very bright red at times. He's a little bit more drab at the moment. But pretty little guy, and he just sired that clutch that I told you about with Alara. All right, so this is Mango, and she is the first holdback we ever had for house snakes. She's got beautiful colors. I don't know if you can see that, but she's got like nice oranges, and I guess you'd say like really, you know, deep oranges, and then less deep oranges is her color makeup. And this is a T-positive albino Cape house snake, no KZN red. She is the production of the two normals I showed you. So it'd be Lucifer, who is the giant house snake I showed you, and the mom was Alara. Again, love that python head, eye stripes. She's got a nice face mask with more white on her nose. Just beautiful. I can't wait till she gets of age. She's getting up there now. She's eating a hopper mouse for us, so she'll probably breed in the next year or so for us. So we're hoping to make, you know, some more stuff with the T-positive albino. And she is also pos het T negative and pos het hypo. So this one is another holdback. He is a male. With him, the cool part is, let me try and zoom in a little, is the striping he has. So I'm very interested to see if we can kind of connect that striping. You can see it there on the neck, and the pattern on the back, it kind of turns into like a dotted line. But looking to see if we can essentially line breed for that, and just a lot more white coming in. Like with the T positive Mango I just showed you, it was deep orange on a light orange. This one has much more contrast with the white and then a deeper orange on the sides. There's none of that mixing, so you can kind of see a real contrast in between the stripes and the pattern, and then where there's no pattern. So I'm going to try and line breed that. So this guy is one of my favorites. We got this guy from Garrett over at Reptiles, but he is a stacked albino. So that is a mixture of a T positive and T negative albino. So he has some really, really bright orange colors on him. And it's hard to see, but they have like almost like orange eyes. Not quite to the extent that a Bushfeld albino does, which we'll look at next. But he's just got really beautiful colors, and he's KZN red on top of it. So to put him into the collection was just genetically stacked. So anything he passes on will be 100% het for both T positive and T negative albino. Let's see if we can get a good look at those eyes. There you go. See how different they look compared to the other eyes on the other snakes we looked at. But they got really nice pattern. He's got some vibrant colors on him. And we will be pairing him to our, probably all the females here this season coming up in 2026. So this girl is a 75% KZN red female. We got from Reach Out Reptiles, Garrett as well, through Palmstreet. And you can see kind of that reduced pattern and that deeper reds. And she's still a youngster, so she will get more red with age. But you can kind of see the difference between her and the brown house snakes. Let's put her next to Lucifer, see if you could tell the difference in color there. I don't know if you could see the difference in that red versus the brown below it. But these guys in person are just definitely a much more vibrant red. And she's 75%, so she is a cross with a normal Cape house snake. So that's where that patterning is coming in. So this girl we recently got from Bushfeld Reptiles, and she is a 100% KZN red female. I had just bought the 75% just to kind of have that increased bloodline. And then this came available, so I picked her up as well. So, but you could see like no pattern there, just barely visible. And she'll get that deep red color as she ages, which you can kind of already see. She had a shed in her cage when I just pulled her out, so she is fresh out of shed. You can see kind of a iridescence on her almost. So she is beautiful. I just love the colors on these, especially when you mix it into albino. So this girl is probably my prized house snake, and this is a Bushfeld albino. This is a new line of albino that Bushfeld Reptiles imported into the U.S., and it is just gorgeous. She'll calm down in a second here, but I've never seen such vibrant orange on a snake. And you can see that kind of that striping down the side of her neck there. Let's see if we can get her to come back. There she is. And she has just like bright neon orange eyes I've never seen on a snake before. It's just a beautiful looking animal. Let's see. Come here, baby. She is not cooperating at the moment. I think I woke her up or something. But let's see if we can get her to cooperate. Come here, sweetheart. There you go. There's a good shot of her head. I don't know if it'll, hopefully it shows on video here, but she is just a very, very vibrant orange. I've never seen her so flighty before. This is very odd. I did just feed green tree pythons today, so maybe she smells mice in the room, and that's why, I don't know, but I am absolutely in love with this morph of Bushfeld albino, and my plan is to take that stacked albino and pair it with her once she's ready, and all the babies will be triple het for all three albinos, and then hopefully we can make a super stacked albino that's all three visuals at some point, which will be very cool. So this is a different species. This is the Boaedon Crazy, and you can see this is black, and look at that iridescence. So these guys are really cool. I will say they're not as handleable as the Cape house snakes, the Boaedon Crazy, but they are pretty neat, and they're just cool looking. But they can go from almost like a teal greenish to a teal grayish color to this deep black you see here when they flare up and flare down. I've never seen a snake with such difference in colors throughout from time to time and seeing it. Let me see how this other one is doing here. We've got a pair of these. Oh, look at, I didn't even see it before, but there's a fresh shed in there with that other guy. That's why he's got that nice sheen. And here's the female. You can see she's more of a gray color at the moment, especially in the belly there. Just give you a small idea of the difference in colors these guys display. It's pretty neat. And then, like I said, the Cape house snakes will do that too, but I notice it more in the black house snakes. Like this probably as black as I've seen her be. Usually she's like that kind of tealish gray color, but today she's putting on a nice show for us. You can see they calmed down a little. She kind of nipped at me a little when she first came out, and their teeth are so small it doesn't even hurt. It doesn't even break your skin. It honestly just gets kind of caught in the ridges of your skin or your fingerprints. This is the 100% Zambian green I picked up from Bushfeld a few months back. You can see that green tint. And these guys, he is calming down a lot, but he used to be crazy. Like he'd thrash, bite, try to get away from me in any way possible. But you can see now he's calmed down quite a bit. I've been working with him, handling him at least every other day, a little bit, and he's doing much better. But they get a nice, beautiful green color. Really cool little species, especially once you calm them down. I've heard a few other people say they're crazy too, but I was a little on the fence of keeping these, honestly. I got them because I had so many people asking me about them, interest in them. They're really hard to find right now, the Ugandan green or the Zambian green. And, but they were, I was on the fence of even getting a female, but now I'm going to probably be on the lookout because I was able to calm this guy down. I'll say when I pick him up at the beginning of our sessions to hold him, he is a little bit flighty, but he has done much better in calming down, as you can see. So, beautiful little guy. Well, I hope you guys enjoy these house snakes as much as I do. They're getting very popular. If you are interested in any at all, hit me up on Instagram. We don't have any out on MorphMarket for sale right now, but I've got 5 babies. Well, 4 now. 1 spoken for, but 4 that will be up for sale once I get some meals into them. They're all taking frozen thawed. They all took it on their first try. It's the first time I've ever had that happen. And then we've got more eggs in the incubator, and I believe we have another female who's gravid and ready to lay. There's some T-positive albino stuff in there, along with some of the striped stuff I just showed you. There's a few pictures of the clutch online, but other than that, tell me what your favorite house snake is down below for what you saw today. We don't have all the morphs, but we have quite a few, and we're very excited to keep growing that house snake collection. So thanks for tuning in, guys. We'll see you on the next video.